Well, hello everybody, Buggator64 here, and yes, we're getting ready to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 again. Only today we're going to be flying the new Boeing 307. Going to be taking it on the longest flight I've done in it. So far all I've done is a couple circuits around an airport just to try to figure out how to see how she works and so on. So we're going to be flying from Kingman, Arizona to Dallas-Fort Worth International, which is going to be about 800 miles. But that being said, we're going to get inside. I'm going to be using the supplied Garmin 530 and 430. And we're going to see if the girl can follow a planned flight plan on GPS. So hopefully that'll happen. I sure hope it does, because I'm not going to be using the Sperry autopilot today. Going to be using the more modern equipment. So with that, let's go have some fun. I hope you enjoy it. I'm glad you're all here, and we'll see you inside the aircraft real quick. All right, catch you inside. Okay, so that's looking okay. Let's look outside. That's $17 and 3.5. Interesting. Okay. So let's see here. And what you're hearing is my co-pilot had a rough night last night. So let's get started here. First of all, we're going to be using the Garmin. But let's go back here and get some ground power on. Alright. And let's get mixture to full. Props up there. Okay, so props to max. Just open the throttle just a tad. Parking brake is on. Alrighty. Let's go back here. Now we've got our cross feeds. We're going to leave them off because, like this notice says, must be in off position during takeoff. So we'll turn them back on later. Alright, with that, let's turn all our fuel on. So, fuel's all on. That's looking good. Alright, so, looks like we're in good shape there. Okay, so let's see about getting an engine started here. And this one works a little bit different than others. The checklist says one thing, Other people have done other things. Basically, I think you can start the spur just about any way you want to, as long as you got everything taken care of. I'm going to start this somewhat like I'd start up the DC-3 or my DC-6, but I'm going to do it this way. A lot of people will turn all the fuel pumps on at once. I'm going to do a little bit different. Right or wrong, I just like the way it feels when I, personally, emotionally, and everything else. So, gonna turn that on. Since we got ground power, let's go ahead and turn on a couple things here, like our let's see, where is my, there it is, beacon. Okay, and we've got our inverters to auto. We can see the engines over here. Alright, so we're going to start with engine number 1. So we go with boost, prime, and the starter. If we look to our left, we can see it start to rotate. Basically, you go 5 blades worth, come up here and turn the magnet. Gosh darn it. Turn the magneto and the engine will start. That could have been prettier. Alright, so we've got a good start there. So with that, we can turn engine number 2's pump on. I turn 1's off. We don't need it anymore. Boost down. Starter down. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that engine starts up fine. Okay. We can check our gauges here. Okay, that's looking good. Pump 3 on. And we go. Boost, prime, start. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's all looking good. And finally, but not least, engine number 4. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so looks like we got 4 good engine starts. So let's go back over here. Switch to battery. Turn the avionics on. Now we're going to be flying from Kingman, Arizona here to Dallas, Fort Worth. Alright, so with that, we turn this pump off. And we'll just turn all the lights on. Generators on. Panel lights, seat belts, no smoking. There's our flaps. These are the landing lights. We'll take care of them a little bit later. So this is all looking ready to go. Let's go up here. And we'll get our satellites picked up here. I have to be careful because when I was in the cockpit just testing some things, I had a habit of hitting this windshield wiper, and I don't need it right now. And these two switches here are for like your services outdoor where you get the stewardess and the cargo. This is for your fuel truck, things like that. Okay, so with this, what I do is I'll turn this one down here, going to Kingman direct to KDFW, and up here on the 430, what I do is I switch this here we go. That gives me right now I'm on the ground. So it gives me my altitude information as far as knowing if I'm too high enough to fly over everything. And we need a course of 184. Okay. We got our GPS set. Let's go ahead and set that. Okay, so we are looking good there. Let's see if we can get V-Pilot up and running. So, it takes a lot to get this girl moving. So, let's release the parking brake. And being a tail dragger, head down this way. Well, that was different. CJX700 Kingman control. Ready to taxi via Delta to runway 21. CJX700. Alright, so let's move down there. Aircraft coming from that way. All looks good. may be going to change. Let's see here. Yeah, hold short. Let's see. Runway 21. Come on, move up, baby. Once she gets going, she's fine. But boy, it takes a lot to get her going. Alright, let's set. We don't really need flaps for takeoff unless we're very heavy, which we are not today. And turn the landing lights on. Kingman controls CGX 700 ready to take off. Runway 21. Kingman control. Alright, let's see if we can get her going. Being a tail dragger, you have to be a little bit careful with her. Watch our airspeed. She's up. Okay, we have positive rate, gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so with that, we pull back the throttle some. Pull back the RPMs because we don't want to do any real damage. And let's go here. Let's see if she'll follow that. Had a problem with. So let's see how it goes here, and this should be alright. So it looks like we have got her going in the right direction. Alright. We are on our way. Alrighty, so we've descended from 15,000 feet. We're heading to about 2,000 feet as we get closer to Dallas-Fort Worth. The aircraft has followed the flight path with no issues whatsoever, and she's working quite well. The only issue I have is possibly one engine. I think it's engine number 2 seems to be burning more fuel, although it registers as burning the exact same amount, about 430 pounds per engine per hour. But that particular engine number 2, appears to be burning much more than that, because it's getting low on fuel now. So just going to hope we can get in there. I thought we had plenty of fuel. We should have. So autopilot is off. I have the aircraft. Get ready. Instead of heading straight to the airport, we're going to go ahead and do a right hand. We'll turn left first to get into a position where I can do a right hand approach into runway 18 right. So we'll see how this goes. But the aircraft's been it's been performing quite well. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, we can hear some of the other air traffic in the area. Some jets are louder than our props. Across the lake here and then making a right turn as a base so that we can start to get into a final approach. I was going to use that sim today, but the problems I'm having with the sim, this is my third attempt at trying to complete this flight, because the sim was actually crashed on me a couple times. So after this flight, I'm going to have to go back through it and double check all the settings and see if anything has changed after the last update. Because I had a Windows update just recently, and like a schmuck, I didn't double check my sim settings. So we're gonna get in here. So not using ATC. We'll see what happens here. She handles just like I would expect a big girl to handle. They've even got that warning message saying no acrobatics allowed with this aircraft, basically. So, okay. wasn't planning on it anyway. Okay, yeah, and here we go. This is the real issue I've got recently with Microsoft Flight Simulator, is that and my settings haven't changed. I don't know, it used to work really well, but all of a sudden we've got these huge lags, and actually it has caused a couple crashes. So I'm just hoping that, okay, it's catching up, but my goodness, that is just absolutely, it's liable to crash me before I can get this girl on the ground. Oh, that's a sad state of affairs. And we've got a jet coming down in front of us. Shouldn't be a problem. It's a jet. Much faster. Being in the sim, I bet it doesn't even land. I bet it doesn't go around. As we are approaching runway 18 right. Just hope that the sim doesn't crash. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. We're over the fence. Over the threshold. Let's see, we'll go for a nice touchdown. Much traffic here. Once I touch down, I'm going to try to get off runway as fast as possible. So this may not be pretty. Okay, good touchdown. Good touchdown. Just a little bounce. Alright. Tails on the ground. Let's roll. Here, like I said, we're getting off in a hurry. It is not a pretty picture. Oops. Caught a little bit of the gas. Alright, yeah. That wasn't pretty, but we're down safe, so get over here, get across runway 18 left, and head over to the parking area. So, down safe. Not bad for an aircraft that first flew in 1939 and was certified for commercial use in 1940. Okay, so let's pull up here. All in all, not a bad flight at all. Let yoke all the way back. Maybe that'll help us with the brakes. She has a tail dragger. She has a way of, if you hit the brakes too hard, she'll want to stand on her nose. Okay, so parking brake set. Mixture off. Let's get the magnetos turned off. And we'll go ahead and get everything turned off here. Okay. Let's go ahead this taken care of. Fuel's turned off. Alright, and let's go to ground power. Go back here and we can shut off the avionics. And we'll go ahead and call the fuel truck and get the passengers disembarked. Good here? Yep. Alright, so now we can call the fuel truck and open the doors to let the passengers out, because they can't use the jetway. Here we go. Come on. That's the fuel truck, and that is the door and stairs. So there you have it. Welcome to Dallas. Okay, well, flight went very well. She flew the, as we say, flew the purple, the GPS route, flight plan perfectly. So the system works. I had to do a little figuring out when it came to getting her to not fly the nav, but to get the autopilot altitudes figured out, and that's on me. That was not the system. The system works fine. So I'm very impressed and happy with this aircraft. She's fun to fly. You know, I love my old birds. And you know, the startup, like I said, there's probably half a dozen different ways to start up this airplane. Which is actually the right one? Don't know. I've looked online, haven't found one. You know, so when I started, like I said, I did it like a combination between the DC-6 and DC-3 old aircraft. Yeah, even so, we'll just see how that goes. But this aircraft is wonderful. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the flight. It was a lot of fun for me. I'm sure hoping I can figure out these problems that's happened since the last city update for Microsoft apparently has done something to the sim, because I did not have these lag problems that I had coming into Dallas-Fort Worth airport that I had today. Plus the sim crashed twice just trying to get this flight completed. So that's a little concerning. But we'll see how things go. I fly 3 different simulations. I fly Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I fly X-Plane 12, and I fly DCS World. So, you know, and none of them are perfect, but they all have a lot to offer, and they're great fun. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I had a great time bringing it to you. And as always, remember, safe flying!